Checkpoint XP on campus, your resource for collegiate esports and the world beyond. Your host Norris Howard here, joined by the Andromeda brain known as Jacob Brothers. And right now, we got to talk about something dead serious, guys. This is probably the most shocking, surprising, and serious story we have ever covered on Checkpoint XP on campus, and that is the fact that Pokemon is coming out with a MOBA. Pokemon Esports, for real, for real.
MOBA.
We're
Bro,
here.
I am so amped.
Convergence. Okay, this is too many. There's so many ideas colliding at the same time that I really don't know what to do with myself. But we are gonna briefly break down what is in this trailer, because let me tell you something. The world of Pokemon lost its collective mind when this trailer was released, much to the enjoyment and schadenfreude of somebody like me who cannot stand the average Pokemon fan. But I digress. So, Jacob, what is this game like, and what kind of Pokemon can we play? That's the number one thing.
All right, I am the Pokemon person of this duo.
The Pokemaniac.
I love how you still say Pokemon.
The Pokemaniac.
Right, but yeah, so it's really going to work more like Heroes of the Storm than League, which I'm honestly more amped about. But the way, let's just start with the Pokemon, because other people care about the most. Who's going to be in it? So
Charizard better be there.
Well, Charizard, it wouldn't be a Pokemon game. But they only listed out the first couple, and they have Snorlax, Lucario, Charizard, Blastoise, Pikachu, Clefable, Talonflame, Venusaur, Gengar, and Machamp.
So these are mostly Gen 1s and like one Gen 6. Oh, Lucario is Gen 4.
Everyone's Gen 1. There's a Gen 4 and a Gen 6. I'm a little pissed about that, but we can get to that later. But the core gameplay is 5v5 like you would expect. And what's different is, for anyone who is familiar with Heroes of the Storm, there's a map called Tomb of the Spider Queen. And that is this exact video game, to where you attack the wild Pokemon you see around you, you get points, you go to points to score it, and you score the points. And that's how you win. In the point scoring areas is where the towers would usually be. And then with more Heroes of the Stormblood, as your Pokemon are leveling up and evolving, you're able to learn moves, but you'll have an option of moves. So you can build your character out differently. So say like a Fire Blast, right? So say like a Fire Blast would cause like an AoE after use versus picking Flamethrower instead, which would have a longer range or more poke damage. So that's honestly the most exciting part to me, because you can build out them all to be differently and have counterplay and, you know, blah, blah, blah. And there's also...
The biggest thing to me, though, is that then, you know, we will have to remove like typings and advantages out of something like that, because I mean, if picks and bans would be a nightmare having to deal with just general balance and then also typings on top of that, right?
Yeah, and they did take out type advantages because of that, which makes the purists big mad. It's not even a Pokemon game, they said in the live chat. But they literally said. But they also all have ultimates.
I guess Pokemon Snap's not a Pokemon game either.
Apparently not, man. Because, you know, I don't remember throwing an electric type ball at the Gyarados. But I played it. They all have an ultimate, which is really cool, because you can even see in the trailer, like when Blastoise uses ultimate, you saw an Overshield come up, and I was like, "A word? Are we about to have some real MOBA systems in this game?" Yeah. But you did say that you stopped playing Pokemon around like Gen 3, right?
Yeah, around there.
I'll admit that you stopped one gen early, but you still played the golden age. 1 through 4 is the golden era of Pokemon. Honestly,
you know, four is where I am a little bit upset that I missed, because I do like Lucario and I like a couple of the other Pokemon that I see in Gen 4. Cool I could care less about the rest of these Pokemon. Listen, I knew this was going on the downslope when Sudowoodo was in Gen 2, and I was just like, I am not confident that where this is going. And then they came out with Dialga and all the other ones, and they're like, these are literally the Holy Trinity is literally Father, Son, and the Holy Spirit as Pokemon, and I didn't like that. So I completely checked out of Pokemon, to be perfectly fair. But this looks cool. This may get me back into it, from my love of MOBAs and my love of Pokemon, at least early Pokemon. I will be the guy who like we'll have a Charizard hard carry, you know, in a bot lane, and just do the dang old thing, man. So I'm excited to see
topic,
this.
with your limited-ish generation knowledge, who is not here that you think needs to be here?
Scyther.
Good
Scyther
pick.
jungle.
Good pick.
Flat out.
That's a very good pick. See, I just care about the Gen 4. Well, Empoleon's my favorite Pokemon, so he needs to be in there. A physical water attacker. He was the first starter with Aqua Jet, which could close the gap, and he also learns Metal Claw. So, bro, they could do so many things with this game. And
for me, definitely it is definitely Scyther, and it is at least one legendary per gen. You got to at least have one.
The legendary, it'll be interesting to see, but I remember a conversation a long time ago that we are on the same page about the best Eevee evolution, which is Umbreon.
Absolutely.
By
far the best.
Umbreon and Espeon should be in this game. The rest of them, whatever. But Umbreon and Espeon.
What if you're Eevee, right? What if you just get Eevee, right? And your level up, right? And your level up is picking which evolution.
The amount of danger in that statement is very brave. And
it's just Aphelios. It's just Aphelios from League right now. You just build it the same way you build Aphelios, and there you have it. But yeah, if I get Scyther and I get Zapdos, this is a day one buy for me, flat out.
Right. Yeah, and there's so many Gen 4, even Gen 6. There's some cool ones. A lot of people need to be in here, but the other side story is that people are big mad.
Huge mad.
People are
huge mad. So, like, if you haven't noticed, or if you haven't checked it out, the video of the announcement for this, the Nintendo Direct that they had, has more downvotes than I think like 10%, 10 or something percent of every view is a downvote. Let me tell you something, okay? If you are a grown man, if you're a grown ass man, okay, and you are downvoting videos on Pokemon because you're upset that it's not a Gen 4 remaster, I really need you to put on a mask, make sure you have, wash your hands, and I need you to go outside. I'm not going to tell you to do anything dangerous, but I just need you to go outside and just get some sun, get some fresh air. Don't cut on Pokemon Go. Just go outside and just get away from everybody else, because it is clear that you have way too much access to the internet on your hands, and I think that some sun and some blue skies will do you a lot of good, because there is no way in the world this many people should be this mad at a game announcement. I'm sorry.
And there's other video games too. But while I do agree with you, I will bring up a counterpoint. So when they announced Pokemon Let's Go, Eevee and Pikachu, which was more fan service to Gen 1.
Absolutely.
I was the king of the Gen 4 remake crowd, because it's like, this is a game that we all want, and if you're following this general schedule that they were doing, Gen 4 was due next. Very popular Pokemon gen. Way more popular than Gen 5. And they were like, what if we just do Gen 1 again? So if they had remade Gen 2, I would be on the side of the people mad. Because at this point, it would just be completely ignoring their fan base. But this is a brand new idea. This is a completely new game. It could be utilized phenomenally. It's already on the Switch and on mobile. Well, not released yet, but it will be on those platforms. And I have been waiting for a Nintendo Smite, honestly, for the last, maybe 5 years. That's what I've been waiting for.
Think about how awesome this could be. They can add in new Pokemon to this till time immemorial.
They will. I promise.
Forever. And that's the part I don't understand. You know what this is? This is because Pokemon, and this is, I don't care how people feel about this. Pokemon is a training wheels RPG that people who are not very good at video games really like Pokemon, because that's the only type of RPG they can play. And playing a MOBA would force them to learn something like mechanics. So
similar to Star Wars fans, Pokemon fans are just so into their tradition, which is good in some cases, but in a brand new idea, you should not be mad at a new idea.
No.
Is it upsetting that we don't have Gen 4 remake? Yes. Is it upsetting that not every Pokemon was in a Pokemon game? Yes. But
yeah,
for a brand new idea that this thing will chug on for probably a decade, adding even more Pokemon that you do not care to even look at, this is going to be awesome.
Listen, I don't have Marvel vs. Capcom 3. I got over it. So it's or excuse me, 4. I got over it. So it is what it is.
Those stones added so much depth to the game. What are you talking about?
Shut up. I hate it. Shut up. Anyway, yeah, so I'm looking forward to this game, and I think it'll be actually big fun.
Absolutely.
Because I don't think Nintendo is in the habit of trying new ideas and doing them bad. You know, Nintendo's gonna go all the way in if they try a new idea.
Yeah,
so
and even though it's not them making it, but they've always like pressed on their seal of approval. Like if a game is not good, it's like Metroid 4. Someone else was making Metroid 4, and they were like, "Can the entire game? We do not like this." So when this comes out, it'll definitely be polished, and it will. Well, can't promise that, but it'll definitely be full of good ideas at the very least.